I'm far from being knowledgeable in programming, even farther from being an expert. So please, go easy on me after looking at my beautiful code. Okay, so now we're in the Turbo C++ DOSBox IDE. Let's look at the code. I used here the world, wherein we use 81 by 25 two-dimensional array to save the values for the live and dead cells. Same goes for temp, which temporarily saves the previous iteration, then saves it to the main two-dimensional array. So this one, it initializes the world array with dead cells, or dead cells. Okay, so show screen. This shows the values of the world. It displays a blank if it is dead, and a heart if it is alive. So this one flips the values. If it is dead, it will become alive, and if it is alive, it will become dead. Okay, setup world. This function is used to set up, for you to manually set up. So the user can manually set up which cells will be alive and dead. Okay, it cannot, the program is coded to not automatically populate the world, okay, or the screen. So you have to manually set it up. So maybe in the next version, I'll make an automatically populating program. So let's look at this. So M gets the keystroke, okay, and if you press up, the value of the y coordinate will be decreased. That is only if it is not on the topmost. If it is on the topmost, it will wrap around to the bottom. So you can think of it as practically infinite, although there is no way for us to make an infinite plane. So this is the only way I thought of. So the same goes for key down. If you press down, the coordinate will increase, so the cursor will go down. That is unless it is on the bottommost, it will go up. Okay, that's also good for left and right keys. Now, if you press space, it will flip, just like earlier. We said that if you flip, if it is dead, it will become alive, and if it is alive, it will become dead. So again, this is just for manually setting up. Intro is for the introduction. Let's look at that later. Play info. So this info is just for displaying what you can do while the program is while the game of life is running. You can press space for next iteration and escape to start. So neighbors, this function checks how many alive neighbors it has. Okay, so that's it. Oh, this variable ilan is actually Tagalog for how many. So it is a counter. It counts how many live neighbors it has. This is the coordinates for the neighbors. Neighbors X, neighbors Y. That's why I used those variable names. So it counts the live neighbors and so on. Well, it also checks for the wrapping around neighbors. So if it is already on the rightmost, it will check for neighbors on the leftmost, because it considers it on the right side. And same goes for if you're on the topmost or bottommost. Okay. So this is play. So this play function will place the game of life itself. So it uses this. This is the actual algorithm for the game of life. So let's look at this. World, if it is dead, if the cell we are checking is dead and it has exactly 3 neighbors, okay, it will become alive. Or if the cell we are checking is alive and it has exactly 2 or 3, it has 2 or 3 neighbors, it will stay alive. Otherwise, it will stay dead or it will become dead. Okay, so this one transfers the values of temp to world, show screen, and set. Okay, labas is just for checking if you really want to exit. Main, this is the main program. So let's look at this. Initialize, then display the introduction. Then this is the loop, the main loop for the main program. Okay, I use do while loop more frequently. Well, I find it easier for me to check for the loops. Okay, but of course it depends on the programmer. So it depends on the programmer. Okay, so that's it. Let's run the program. Control F9. So that's it. Here we have Game of Life. So I used something from Wikipedia, and this one I thought of. This is the how I programmed it. Okay, so it is played on the grid of square cells. Actually, it is not square because, of course, in Turbo C it only displays on a rectangular cell. It's not square actually, but it extends in every direction indefinitely. That is the the real premise for life, the game of life. It extends indefinitely, so that is why I thought of just wrapping around, because we have no way of making this an indefinite or infinite plane. Okay, and the screen capacity is only by 80 by 24. Okay, so let's continue. Let's press enter. So now we are on the setup mode. We can now set up. So we can move the cursor, okay, and we can press space. So it will toggle. So now it becomes alive. If you press space again, it will become dead. Okay. Okay. So let's now set up. So again, I can only do a manual setup for this game, and maybe on the second version, we can make an automatically populating program. Okay, and let's add a glider here. Okay, so now we can press enter. So now that is the first iteration. Just like what I said earlier, this program does not automatically go to the next iteration. You have to press space. So maybe in the next version, let's have an automatic automatic display of the next iteration or next generation. So I will press space continually multiple times, and let's see what it does. So you can see the rules are being followed. Are they really being followed? I hope they are. I think they are. So the glider is actually gliding. You can see it going downwards, down right thread. Said that is the game of life. So again, if the dead cell has exactly 3 alive neighbors, it will become alive. Okay, and if the vicinity is overpopulated, it will become dead. So that is those are the rules, and of course that's it. Now the glider is consumed by the masses. we now don't see the glider. Okay, so that's it. I cannot press escape to show you what it does because the recorder will interpret it as me ending the recording. So for now, that's it. Hope you liked the program and the video. Please press the like and also subscribe. Thank you for watching, and let me press space even more. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.